Welcome to the FaceTime with God podcast. I'm your host, Kay Farrar, and yes, you have tuned in to the right place because we're bringing Christ to the culture and the culture to Christ because the gospel's not for old times, it's for all times. So we've got relevant topics, real people, and we're starting right now.
I still knew he was going to do it, but I ain't know how, and I ain't want to be stupid and look like no idiot.
Right.
You tell the kids don't leave a job till you got another one. This how we train them.
Right.
Oh, you going to leave $155,000 a year, a black woman? You going to leave the job? You ain't got now mama, now daddy, now brother, now husband. If you run out of food, what you going to do? Go ring everybody's doorbell that walking up down the street? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we say this all the time. But God. If he the one told you, and what I told him, I said, okay. Every day I still want to apply for jobs. Okay. You want a job or do you want me to provide for you? You want a regular paycheck? You want insurance? Like everybody else. That's what you want? Mm-hmm. Or do you want to be obedient? And watch me. And that's what he keeps saying. All right, the first month, the bills ain't paid, then go back and get you a job then. 7 months, everything been paid. And what I'm saying, because remember we was talking about resources? If God giving you all this stuff, either he God or he ain't God.
Come on.
I don't know where it's coming from because my name ain't God.
Come on.
But if he gave you that, like I'm serious. And then if he don't, then fine. Let's go back and do this. Let's do the backup plan.
Right.
But how about let's try God in that area?
Right.
Whichever one is gonna be. Which one is gonna be?
This God.
But guess what?
This God.
Guess what?
This God.
At this day and age, at this point in time, if I can't show up for you,
come on.
And even if I'm wrong, you gonna fix it? Have you ever not fixed it when I've been wrong? So we're gonna either. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm serious. Because Pastor Maye, I'm not joking. These visions and these things that you got, it's so needed. I'm gonna be, I guess I can't do no more late guests. Because I get to acting up and it's too loud and it's all over top the podcast.
Let me tell you something. Just today, I came out of my room and I got sitting on my computer, the date and time. I always document when I hear a word from God. He told me, he said, 2 years ago, it's time for you to leave your job.
Wow.
He says, I'm going to make you richer than your wildest dreams. And I intentionally taped it to remind myself what he said in front of me. I went and talked to my wife. We've been talking about stuff, planning stuff, doing stuff, ministry and all of that. And I told her, I said, you know what? I said, God's been dealing with me. It's like just started. And it's going to come. And she said, yeah. She said, me and Alexa been talking about it. She said, we both have been frustrated. It's like, when is he going? It's like, let's just pray and let God talk to him.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Because it's like, and I told her, it was like, the way I've been feeling is like now or never. Because I knew there were certain things either he was allowing me to do or he wanted me to tie up by the time I turned 50. Wow. I wasn't sure all of what it meant. At first, when I first heard that years ago, it was in my early 40s, maybe mid to early 40s, I heard that. And my first thing was, wait a minute, did I do something wrong? I was like, no, I'll come again. I ain't going nowhere soon. It was like, okay, I ain't planning on leaving. You know, that was my first thing. And I'm rebuking it. It was like, but I knew it was like, there's certain things like, okay, I need you to have either certain things in motion or done during that time. And so I knew it was like, okay, this is a pivotal moment. It's like now or never. Either I'm going to just go for it or not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and I needed that word right there.
Dang.
And I needed to hear it that way. And it's like, God, I've been saying this to everybody else. I said, when you going to send somebody for me? And I told him that. I said, you done had me prophesying to everybody else and encouraging them. I said, send somebody to encourage me.
Yeah. Wow.
I said, because of what I'm seeing, I can't do this by myself.
No.
I see cities. I said, the closest thing, 2000, it was like, he kept speaking to me right there, 2012. It was a real interesting period. I was in a Bible study. And I was in the middle of oh man, that's interesting. I was in a series dealing with, it was the Success Summit series. He had given me 8 steps when I was in Atlanta. I was in my prayer room. He said, if you do these 8 things, it's guaranteed success in anything that you do. So I did an 8-week series on those steps that he had given me. While I'm preaching on one of the steps, all of a sudden the Holy Spirit just started flowing. And all of a sudden I just saw a city.
Wow.
With its own commerce, systems, school. The church was the hub, but everything flowed out of it. From school systems, banking systems, grocery stores, the whole 9. I said, somebody here knows what I'm talking about, but nobody would raise their hand. I was like, I know what I'm hearing. My assistant came up to me later and said, Pastor, I know exactly what you're talking about. She said, that was me that you were talking to.
Wow.
She said, in Florida, Disney has what's called Celebration City.
Wow.
They have their own zip code. I began to look later on and I saw a documentary on Walt Disney. And all that he went through in building that space, just the vision that it takes to do something that big.
Yeah.
And it's like, but this was the other part. Because I'm a church historian, so to speak, and I've gone through and listened and I always watched the mistakes, the successes, failures of others. It's like, okay. And sometimes when people got in those spaces, usually they ended up going off. But it was like he had me see that for a reason, so that I wouldn't.
Yeah.
The same way that prophet spoke to you, my aunt spoke to. I said that the thing. My wife was in the bed pregnant with our twins. And she came and she said, oh Lord, she said, y'all gonna go through it. But it was for the humbling because our heart is so for the people because of what we've been through.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not gonna get
it's no like other way. You can't be high-minded. And people would have no clue what we've been through. And still kept the faith no matter what.
Yeah.
Preaching to others while you bleed.
Yeah.
And it's almost like preaching yourself out of a funk. And I would tell my wife at times, I told my mom this one time, I was like, sometimes it felt like I gave my faith to the people and I went home without it. So that's when God began to deal with me about, and my pastor started talking about living out the overflow. Pour more in than what you're pouring out. And it's like living in that space. So now it's like, okay, God, I need to start making connections because, and I even did this with a chat GPT one time. I said, okay, let me see. What does it take to build a city?
Wow.
And the simplicity of the order of how it came out.
And they came with some steps.
And I look.
File this.
Yeah.
Get a municipal permit. And then blah, blah.
That's the stuff that was coming up. But what it did, it broke it down into those bite-sized pieces of the vision. Yeah. To at least give me the courage to start in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm saying this. Now, I've said this to the congregation. I've mentioned that to them before, so this publicly ain't gonna be no big deal.
Yeah.
But stuff like that is like what I'm seeing. It's like dominion.
Yeah.
In the earth.
Yeah, it's needed.
It's like this small stuff. It's like sometimes we thinking too small.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And see, when you're thinking too small, it don't fit.
Yeah.
In the sense that that's like you try to put on the baby's shoe.
Yeah.
And you wonder why all the shoes busted.
Right.
It don't fit and it don't work.
Right.
And the people, because you trying to fit into something that's too small.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Yeah.
Like seriously. God needs that.
And so my job now is to go. He said, go teach. This was in 2009. I was in prayer at the church. He told me 2 things. Yeah, 2009. There was growth in the church. Now, in comparison to me, it still was small, but it was growth and excitement and momentum.
Yeah.
We knocked down the wall. People were coming, sitting in the hallway, the whole nine. I'm in prayer, and he gave me two things that morning that I've been saying from that day since. The main one is, he said, go teach my people who they are. And that's my bread and butter message to the body is your identity and your authority. When I get into that mode, I'm gone. Second was, I didn't call you the pastor. I'm like, huh? So what am I doing here? He said, I'm not telling you shut down the ministry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you so you know how to restructure it. And so now I'm finally in that space of the restructuring phase.
That's awesome.
And that's what the whole ordination was the start of it. Was the start of that. And putting people in positions is like stepping back and being comfortable with strong people around you. That's the thing. And it's like, you don't have to do it all. And it's like he's bringing people already equipped and ready to roll. So it ain't like much you got to do. It's just giving them the vision and start letting them run with it. Yeah. And so they're starting to add too, and it's like, it's a different space.
That's crazy.
It's a different place for me. It's like, it's a good place. It's just different because I never had that modeled before me. And when you don't have something modeled before you, and you kind of going into new territory, it's kind of like, okay, what do I, it's like, man, I can't do nothing but depend on you now. If I don't see a particular model for it. And so he gave me the model. And that was actually the name of it, model, MODEL. Media, outreach, discipleship, evangelism, and then love. Love was in translation, fellowship or community. So developing, it could be events, structure, small groups, whatever, but it's developing people. And it's kind of going back to that original model, the church. But I knew media was going to be such an impactful part because it was going to touch everything. The media was going to touch everything. So it was like a media, the best way I can say is conglomerate. But it's like I see stuff. I see movies. It's like depicting the true authority of the believer. Because I always hear and picture. When you talk, I'm seeing it. I just go there because sometimes it can look like I'm not listening to you, but I'm going and I'm seeing it. And that's just how I am. I'm a very visual person. And so sometimes my wife be like, Mike, come back. She's like, because I'm going. It's like I'm paying attention because actually I'm like, in the movie you hearing a voice in the background, but you seeing the image in front of you. And that's how I see. And so it's like, that's what's been going on. And this is the first time outside of my family that I think I've had the freedom to really talk like this.
It's awesome. It really is. And I want to hear a lot more about the School of Spirit. Pastor Maye, we're going to have to bring you back. Then I gave me the sign.
What needed to be revealed was revealed. I thought I was going to come end up sharing something, but this was a setup for him to share something with me.
Wow.
That's what this is about tonight.
Wow.
So I can be free to roll now.
Be free to roll, Pastor Maye.
Yeah. I needed to hear that. And it's just the timing of it. I know it's God. So there ain't no question about it. Ain't no more wondering about it. It's like, all right, let's just do it. Because I had just resolved in myself to say, let's just set the calendar and believe God for the money and the resources to do it. Just set it. Let's just go for it. Yeah. It's like I'm tired of not doing it. I want to see the supernatural at work. Yeah. I want to see the miraculous in demonstration.
And it's needed. It's needed. It's needed. It's almost like there are people out here starving. And food ain't gonna help them. You know what I'm saying?
Because we keep trying. We keep dealing with the fruit versus the root. My heart is always to get to the root of the matter. I get to the root, the fruit gonna take care of itself. If I can change how you think, your behavior will change.
Absolutely.
That's just a byproduct. And so sometimes we're too busy struggling with that stuff. So it's like I'm just kind of that's just kind of where I am. It's like, and being unapologetically me.
Yeah. I mean, again, if God ain't in it, then we'll know real quick. But all I know is, let's go.
Yeah.
Put him to the test.
It's amazing.
Put him to the, not like we testing God. Mm-hmm. But if he told us to do something, let's put it to the test.
Come on.
And I bet, won't he do it?
Do it. He did it, man. Okay, I know you got to wrap up. Let's go. Yeah, I know you had to wrap up. I was going to tell you another story. Before we moved here, originally we were supposed to be doing crusades. Mm-hmm. And he had given us the name for it. Mm-hmm. And it was a gathering of people for one common purpose as we travel and just minister to people, but then also connect them. Either we established churches where they were the people or connect them to ministries where they could grow and develop. But at the same time, we developed a discipleship. Our first thing was at the University of Richmond. I don't know if you were there. You came when we came back. It was 2006. Huh. And we called a group together. My wife was doing real estate. I was working at a company. The money that we needed to pay everything was taken care of right before we came. Wow. It was like God always supernaturally provided right when we needed everything. Mm-hmm. He did it for the ministry in the beginning. I'm like, God, if you called us to do this, then you got to provide. I mean, a person who came to our church one time who never came back since and stroked a check that paid for everything that needed to be paid for because we were traveling back and forth. Yeah. And it was like he would always give us landmarks and tell us, I'm with you in this. Yeah. So keep moving forward. Yeah. That's the things, like keep moving forward. Keep building. So now I feel like an acceleration to build is taking place. Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm celebrating. Y'all can take it, do with this what y'all want. Uh-huh.
I don't even know how we're going to do this.
It's like, I feel like this is such a safe space for me to get it out.
I love that. I know, that's awesome.
I feel because my one prayer has been for the spirit of wisdom to rest on me. Mm-hmm. So that I could facilitate the thing that he's called me to do. And I feel like that it's like, even as I sit, I just feel like with his hand on me, I just see it. And it's like, go, do this. It's like, I just see it. And it just flows like water. Yeah. It's like when people need something, it's like that wisdom just flows. It's like sometimes I'm sitting back as the passenger and hearing what he's saying. And it's like, man, that's good. I got to capture this for myself. Because this is so good, the way it's flowing, so rich. And it's like, no matter how much he's done that with me, I'm still like a kid with him with it. It's the coolest thing in the world to see God at work. And see him transform lives and see him speaking to people's lives and see the things that are binding them up for the purpose of delivering them and setting them free. And to see him now flourish as a result of it, oh man, that makes my day. Yeah. To see you shine. That's why I say to see people shine makes my day. And that's why too, for people, sometimes people don't realize it, for people who speak prophetically into your life, it's always good to come back and let them know you're on it. It encourages them to even keep going. To say, and sometimes everybody don't necessarily need it per se, but it's good to hear that your words didn't fall idly to the ground. And that it did produce and somebody received it. They respected it and they received it. Just like as you were speaking, I knew the way that you were speaking. But see, he's trained me like that over the years. My mom used to do that. When she used to say things, I knew it was God speaking. Wow. So I would sit down, shut up, and listen. This God talking now. This ain't my mama. This God talking. So I sit down, yes, ma'am, and just receive it. That's how he could use me later on.
Yes. Isn't that something?
And this is why I tell others, be humble, be teachable, be submitted to authority. The power flows greater when you're submitted. People don't realize that. God know how to speak to folk. I used to do it with people when it was time for us to shift from here to Atlanta, from Atlanta to here. I even told God, if they tell me no ain't the time, I'm going to sit here because I respect you and I honor the authority. And every time he always released us with the blessing, with prosperity, promotion, whatever was needed, he did it because I kept the right attitude. That's the thing. Keep the right attitude. It'll take you far. And I stopped.
That's so awesome. So awesome.
Y'all said it's all
you told him keep the right.
I know it's all right. It's all baby.
This has been so
I enjoyed this.
We didn't get to do our last month, so we making up a long time.
Hey, I look forward to. I love this. I love this space. I love what you're doing.
We had to get you.
This is. Yeah. We got to do some stuff together. We got to do something. Even if it's like, because I like the production quality and everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
I'm gonna get back with you. It's like I need to come here. It's like, okay, I'm finally here. The funny thing is, I got a chance now to work with you. Also work because I talked to Tex years ago about some stuff. It's like, man, I said, this is just so interesting to see. Yeah. Just the different people coming together to get something done. It's just real interesting to see how God does it. And I just feel like that's what he's doing. He's just calling his people together.
He is.
And it's like, let's get this thing done for the kingdom. It's just, that's it.
Yeah, it's time.
This ain't about no individual thing. This is not about building your individual name and all of that. It's like, I don't need that.
No.
And the funny thing, he was purifying my motives.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
To know that, okay, now I need to know so that in order to do it, you can't have certain motives that you had.
Yeah.
And do it to that degree that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have to.
Colossians 3:23 and 24. And whatever you do, do it with all your heart as unto the Lord and not unto men, knowing that it's of the Lord that you shall receive the reward of the inheritance, because you serve the Lord Christ.